Hi there everyone and welcome to the FSL Wild Rift Open 3. I'm John, Escape Artist. I'm joined by Tanya May. We're here for the final day of this Open. So we're going to be seeing the semi-finals as well as the finals. I'm so excited.
I am too. Yesterday we saw so many things being brought out on patch 2.4. It is so refreshing to see. We had Seraphine and Nami on the same team, and we also had cases where Ziggs and Lucian, one of the two strongest champions on this patch, also being picked on the same team. And just teams just playing very different team compositions all around. We saw Galio Camille combos, we saw Fiora side lane pushing. I can't wait to see what we have installed for today.
Yeah, I can't wait either. Today we've got, for our first game, we've got Space Gamer Kelly, which we saw yesterday, as well as Lorem, Ipsum, and hey, we were talking about these unique picks, Space Gamer Kelly yesterday brought out the Singed in both of their games, and Guren really didn't know what to do against it.
Yeah, and it seems like the bans are in, and Lorem actually banned Singe, Lulu, and Lucian, so they recognized that Singe was a problem, right? We talked about this yesterday. We were wondering, all right, Space Gamer is bringing out the Singe. What are teams going to respond with? And it looks like they're just saying, I'm done with this. Andy, you are not allowed to pick Singe anymore.
Yeah, and the thing is that show of force yesterday, right, really it means that if you want to deal with the situation, since you don't know how to deal with it, you're forced to ban it out, and that leaves other things open in this case here because Space KALLYX are on the blue side. The bans for Laura was Singe, Lulu, and Lucian, and that leaves Ziggs open for them. That leaves Camille or other power picks as well. So they really kind of force the opponents to choose, which cards do they want to take away, and by playing the Singe, they just add another card into their deck. It's not fair.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not even playing a meta hero that conventionally people say are strong or patch 2.4, but you're playing something really off-field like a Singe and performing so well on it, I mean, really hats off to Andy. I saw in the chat yesterday, everyone was really praising her and asking her, teach me how to play Singed.
Yeah, that's right, and really deserves that praise there. And if it's even more praise when your opponent bans that as their first ban. Just take it away. That's Singe. But anyway, we're gonna be going into the draft right now. This is game 1. I'm so excited to see what's happening. So the bans are gonna be coming out. So they've already banned in before the game. So that would be Galio, Brom, and Fiora again on the side of Space Gamer Kelly, and Singe, Lulu, and Lucian on the side of Lorem, Ipsum.
Which signals to me that, KALLYX, or rather Space Gamer Kelly, really likes to bet out this problem. And it tells me that they want to pick an enchanter support. So Nami is open, right, if they do want to pick that. It seems like they don't really favor the engaged support so far in the 2 games that we saw them in. And Lorem, they do have Fiora. Oh well, Fiora is banned, so Space Gamer recognized that okay, Lorem also likes to 1-3-1. They're not giving them Fiora, but Camille is therefore open. They also can pick up things like their jungler. But they are going to go for the Camille Seraphine combo, so something new coming up from Lorem this time around.
Yeah, absolutely right. And now the question is, what is Space Gamer KALLYX going to do about it? They pick up what looks to be the Xayah as well as the Nami, as you mentioned. They ban out the Brom. It really signals that they're going to be playing more of these enchanters, especially Nami, which is so strong. They aren't actually going to pick it now, but because Brom can block the tidal wave and nothing else can really deal with it, if you ban Brom, it really kind of leaves the path open for just picking Nami up.
But it looks like they are just gonna maybe leave that for later because there's no reason to, right? They probably don't expect Laura to.
Oh,
are they? Oh no! I was just about to say they don't expect Laura to do the Seraphine Nami combo, but here it is.
That's caster curse right there. You were like, I don't expect them to, and then they instantly locked it in. Like. Well, anyway.
Well, that does mean, that Xayah Rakan, they're just going for that Lovers Dragon Lane combo, and go round it off with Wukong in the jungle. I mean, a lot of power picks on the side of Space Gamer. Akali, Ziggs, Wukong. And Lorem Ipsum, they are relying on their wombo combo, the Seraphine Nami AoE ultimate. And you imagine if someone gets trapped in Camille's ultimate as well, and
Yeah.
Kaisa can also reposition with her ultimate. So a lot of action gonna be happening in these team fights. There's so many what you call it like Venn diagrams because you think about Zig's
Yeah,
bomb and
yes.
then you think about Camille, and oh wow.
Yeah, that's very true. One other thing that Camille can do is really just lock down these priority targets. You know, Ziggs, Zaya, and Akali. Like, you can't use the Zaya ultimate to float out of the Hextech ultimatum. Believe me, I've tried. So it really just allows you to just lock down these more elusive picks, or maybe even the Akali. You know, if you lock down the Akali, she can't really jump on your back line either. It brings a lot of versatility to the table as well in this first game of the semifinals.
And that cinch pick in the last round that we saw Space Gamer bring out, it does mean that power picks like Akali are not being banned and not being denied either. So Andy right here gonna have a field day on this champion who is still extremely strong on patch 2.4. So much so that a lot of teams also are willing to blind pick her.
Yeah, that's right. Looks like in terms of lane assignments, things are quite alright. Nothing, no invasion shenanigans or anything happening at the moment, although the Renekton is gonna head over to mid to just help Seraphine push out this first wave.
Gonna deny Fizz that initial push so that Seraphine probably should proc some plants or get some vision down. And yeah, looks like Camille's also starting at the red, same like Uko, so it's gonna be a mirror across the map. They're gonna move in the same direction towards their blue buff. Camille gonna go path down.
Yeah, they're gonna be exchanging sides of the map most likely, but hey, just as I say that, Wukong is actually pathing down towards his Krugs instead, which signals that, you know, he might not go into the top side of the jungle, might actually look for something in the bottom lane, because I believe we'll hit level 3 of those. And currently the bot lane right now, on the side of Lord Ipsum, is pushing in, so Wukong could come around and make a gank.
Wukong without his ultimate though, not the best ganker. Though they do have Rakan, but Rakan is level 2, so looks like just gonna sweep up some wards. I don't believe an engage will come in. But the Scuttle though, another we might see a blood buff here for the Scuttle Crab.
Yeah, it looks like Space Gamer are gonna actually concede the Scuttle Crab right there. A bit of, I would say, not the most optimal pathing from the side of Wukong, because now the top side jungle hasn't even been taken and might not even get this crab.
Exactly, like we thought that he would go towards top, but right now in a very bad spot. And a reason for that is also because Lorem managed to push in the very first wave of the Ziggs.
Oh wow, that's Wukong very, very low there. Did not get the Skull Crab. The hook shot is going to land onto Andy, and Andy is forced to flash away. Laos is going to be chasing in with the sweep bomb. Auto attack would do the trick. No, but it's actually going to be the Monkey who falls for first blood. Crocodile beats Monkey out.
And Laura just played that so smart. It's really the tiny things that can snowball your lead. And the tiny thing that they did at level 1 was send the Renekton to mid to try and push out that first wave so that Ziggs is basically stuck at the tower. And from there, they got some trinket visions down. They knew what was happening, and I think it's also on the side of Space Gamer where we're not too sure why Wukong hovered towards the bot side, right? The point of Wukong jungle, you kind of just need to get that ultimate going. You need to hit your level 5, and then you want to start the ganks. And in order to do that, you have to secure Scuttle Crabs, which unfortunately, if you look at the minimap, it belongs to the red side.
Yeah, Wukong right now is pretty far behind us. Managed to pick up that ultimate, but at least I would say the tempo is with Camille, who's going to be making a recall as well. Wukong picked up an Executioner's Calling, but Camille picks up nearly an entire item upon first recall.
And she is ahead in gold. Oh, well, slightly. Both of them are quite locked in. But experience-wise, definitely goes over to Camille. She hasn't cleared out this blue buff, so everyone's just resetting on the map, trying to see what they can get. It is, the semi-finals, so I think the teams are also feeling it. They're also a bit more tense, not really rushing into things. And you can see a lot of calculated moves going on here. I expect that vision will be a very big thing that both sides contest, especially since the first dragon is now up and it is infertile. Wukong has ultimates, everyone has ultimates, everyone can contest this.
Scuttle Crab is gonna be the first little advantage that a team could get, and Wukong is gonna smite it away. That's gonna be an engage from Gambling as well. It's gonna be a 3-man charm into a 3-man knockup. Everyone from Lorem is forced to flash out of this one. Wukong gonna go in with the second Cyclone. The Seraphine ultimate did tag a couple up, but now Andy's in the backline gonna take out that Kai'Sa as well. Has the perfect execution to get out of it, and Lorem are gonna lose one member, and they're probably gonna lose this dragon as well.
Space Gamers stepped on it. They're the ones who recognize that they have the wombo combo and very decisive, jumping in onto the back line. They saw that Nami was a little bit more isolated across that wall there. And Wukong went in. It's good that they didn't overcommit either. They didn't overchase. They just managed to get one kill and the dragon.
Yeah, that's right. It's such a beautiful combo. They're already playing off the wombo. Then you can see that they've picked something that other teams that we have watched have really struggled to do, even though they pick good wombos. But clearly Space Gamer here have the communication. They are definitely also, as you say, feeling it because it is the semi-finals and they are doing a good job so far.
And Lorem just gonna exchange that. They know that Space Gamer had to reset after that dragon because they have no ultimates, probably low on mana as well. So they saw that opportunity to just take a cross-map objectives, which is the Herald. And so far, it's still neck and neck, though Space Gamer a slight gold lead of about 2,000, 1,000 plus gold.
Yeah, do look at where the gold is though. That's the important part. And you can see that Xayah has 1,000 gold lead up on the Kai'Sa, and that, oh, never mind, no time to talk about that. There's a gank in the top lane there. Lox is going to go in with that Hextech Ultimatum. The Ziggs bomb, however, is not going to connect onto Rakan, and that means the Gambling X is going to be just fine. And Lizard walking forward as well, putting those feathers down. Going to tank up a huge Icathian Rain though, and is forced to back away. Both teams really playing with fire in this engage.
Yeah, Rakan didn't seem to have engaged with that Wukong Wombo combo. You can see there on your screen Wukong's ultimate is still up. Wukong was also not in position to fight. So it still speaks about the Xayah Rakan combo where at this point in time Xayah only has an Essence Reaver. She kind of needs to hit that two item power spike. And so if Rakan goes in like that, especially against a Nami and a Kai'Sa who will just kite back, it is very painful on those health bars.
Yeah, it certainly is. Right now, Xayah is still the one with a pretty decent lead of about 1,000 gold, and that allows her to have a complete item where Kai'Sa could not. So they've sent Eddie to absorb the pressure in the top lane. There are 3 members of Lorem Ipsum hanging around. They might want to try to take this turret down.
And the Herald has been released. It looks like Space Gamer have to give this up. They're gonna try and thin out the wave as much as possible, but Andy is in a lot of trouble.
Oh, Andy is trying to get a kill. It's not about merely trying to clear out the wave. It's actually able to find a kill as well. And Nami maybe stepping onto that bomb, not the most ideal play, but a 1-for-1 and not even able to get that turret down thanks to Namhom. That's a pretty big win for Space Gamer, I would say. Oh, it's not over
sure,
yet.
and on this side of the map.
Yeah, in the bottom lane there, Seraphine forced to use the barrier to dissuade any further engage from the side of Space Gamer. Is able to clear out the wave, and woof, Wukong! Wow! Very close to death there.
Everyone's trying to clear out the waves and save their auto turrets right here. I have to say for Lorem, it's a little bit different of what we saw them play yesterday. They relied heavily on that Fiora to create cross-map pressure. In this case, they drafted a wombo combo team composition with the Seraphine and Navi, so maybe we'll see them not in their comfort zone. Maybe it is a new strat that they're trying out. But we're gonna have to see how they really execute this, because so far, Space Gamer look better.
And that's right. Do remember that this is a BO3, so it's not the end of the world if you lose this game, although you get pretty close to the end of the world if you do end up dropping this one. So there is some room for experimentation at the very least, and if Lorem have chosen to experiment now, then they just better have a strategy to win the next 2 games as well to keep themselves in contention for that finals and for the grand prize, of course, which is $250 as well as 5,000 wild cores, which are pretty sweet.
And you know what's sweet? The next dragon is alive, the ocean dragon, and both teams are posturing. Everyone's trying to get some vision down. We see one red ward on the map, so they do have vision of that choke point. But Space Gamer again in a better position to contest this dragon.
Yeah, that's right. The Renekton from Lorem Ipsum as well is considering to push at top lane, so I don't really know if they want to contest this one. The Tidal Wave is actually going to tag up onto 4, but they decide instead to try to break open this mid turret to get the map a little more open, but Rakan is going to be going in, and that might be a little too far forward for Gameplay X there. Andy is going to try to go in as well with the Akali ultimate there, but it's not enough damage, and Julie Bear is going to be able to pick that one up. The members of Lorem Ipsum are really low, however, as the re-engage and the cleanup crew has arrived. Alizet is going to be able to sweep up 2 members, but while all this was happening, the Renekton is continuing to push down that top lane and managed to get 2 towers.
Yeah, it's very interesting that Lorem Ipsum drafts this kind of team comp and they still revert back to their comfortable playstyle of having their Baron laner laws. Well, no. Well, this time is Nox kids on that Renekton. And just like putting that pressure on the side of the map. And even though they have Nami and Seraphine, we saw Nami use her ultimate really early in the fight. Space Gamer were not even in position to jump on them, and Nami's ultimate came up just to buy time, I guess. They thought that they could get down the mid lane tower, but Space Gamer as well reached a bit too far with Rakan. So I feel like both teams are, they draft something different today, and they don't look as comfortable, but they are definitely trying to make their team composition work.
Yeah, certainly. I think that was a pretty big win for Lorem though, because they managed to open up a lot of space in the top side of the map, and now the only objective is in the top side of the map. That's the Baron, which is alive, and because Lorem have already taken down the entire both turrets at the top side, it allows their Rakan and their Desire to just walk in and start placing down towards that top side jungle.
Which is why Space Gamer are eyeing that outer turret, and so far they have not been able to get it. Oh.
That bubble there, yeah, it does stop them from getting it for now. Although there's the fact that Camille is now shown in the bot lane means that Space Gamer know that they have a man advantage in the top side. Lorem know that as well, so they're forced to back away and give up this top outer turret to Space Gamer.
There's nothing on the bot side of the map to take since Dragon was already down. And Ziggs just has to stay here to wave clear, and looks like Space Gamer just gonna trade that tower. So I mean, in the end, I don't think it's really you can say which side is winning right now. Maybe Space Gamer has that long-term investment with the 2 dragons, but so far it seems pretty equal.
Yeah, that's right. It really is gonna come down to who is able to take the next fight, be it over the Baron or over the next dragon that spawns. I think that will really start to open up this game. Ziggs has just picked up a Rabadon's death cap, and so has Seraphine, so there's a lot of damage between the 2 of those AP carries.
And not to mention, Xayah has that 2-item power spike with the Navoric Quick Blades as well as Essence Reaver, compared to Kai'Sa, who's still sitting on that Infinity Edge. Probably going for a Blade of the Ruin King. Yep, there we go. She just bought it. So quite on par really for both sides. It's just that she doesn't have a boots upgrade just yet.
Yeah, that's right, because there's a 2,000 gold deficit. The 2,000 gold that you see on the top of your screen there, it's mainly between Xayah and Kai'Sa. And honestly, that's the best person to have a gold lead on there, that Xayah, who can really take over a fight if the opportunity presents itself. So I think for now, Space Gamers still have this advantage, but we'll see because the dragon is coming up in 20 seconds.
I want to see whether Laura actually gets a position for this, or are they going to give it up, because they had discipline to give it up the last time, and this time around they will finally get the mid lane tower that they wanted 5 minutes ago.
And does go in though. That's a lot of damage. The perfect execution gonna land on to Kodomo, and Andy flashing forward is gonna pick up the kill on that support. Lorem Ipsum are kind of spread out at this point, and they're gonna be able to find the damage back onto Andy, but they're gonna be forced to run from the hills as well.
They're not done yet.
Yep.
Trying to force this mid lane tower.
They're gonna move towards the Dragon Mix. They know the health bars on Lorem and Ipsum are pretty low, but there is a Seraphine as well to help with the sustain, so maybe Lorem might want to contest this, but it's already too late. They look like they're not gonna be chasing anymore. Space Gamer are gonna pick up the third dragon for themselves.
Yeah, even though Andy had to drop there, I thought it was a good move for Space Gamer. If you can see in the course of the game, the fights that they actually win is where they single out Nami, right? They recognize that Kodomo is Nami a little bit out of position. Not that she's very out of position, but they are able to recognize, you know, when she's just stepping out a little bit too far, and then Akali jumps on her, or Wukong jumps on her. And the moment they get that pick, it opens up so much for Space Gamer.
Yeah, now the Baron is still alive, and Space Gamer are the ones with less map control at the moment because they still have yet to take down this mid lane tier 1 turret. The wave clear of Seraphine is helping Lorem a lot in terms of keeping it alive, although the members of Space Gamer look like they are starting to group around mid for another attempt.
Interestingly though, no teleport on the side of Andy.
It's gonna be Seraphine that gets caught out this time by a knockup. That's gonna be a very nice route and a very nice wave, but Seraphine already died, so that just leaves Space Gamer now with the opportunity to take the Baron or take this mid lane tier 1 turret.
The Space Gamer are so good. They laid out the vision. They know where the opponents are, and every time an enchanter, either Seraphine or Nami, steps up just a little bit too far, they just jump on them.
Oh, a 1v1 here, ending
mercy.
The perfect execution onto Renekton. He instantly put a bounce out because he knows that Wukong and Rakan are coming down as well. Nox is gonna jump back onto Andy, uses the slice, and he's gonna flash in for that Ruthless Predator that takes down that Andy in the solo kill, and now Nox is running for her life.
But Baron
goes down. Yeah, but the Baron though.
Wait,
oh, whoa.
Oh, Nami?
Kodomo taking a lot of damage. Oh no! That's disaster! They're not gonna get the Baron! Wait, Camille jumping back in?
Wait.
No!
Camille?
What is it?
Oh,
No! Oh.
what?
Oh my lord, Kaisa got the Baron there. But that was the sketchiest Baron take I've seen in a long time. And this comes from me yesterday where Barons were stolen so many times. But this was this wow, okay. I don't know. Wow.
You only make this kind of plays when it's like a Hail Mary play, right? When Lorem is like, alright, we don't have anything else. But yeah, I don't know why they went for that desperate Baron play. They saw that Space Gamer invested, right, a lot of members on the bot side of the map, which is why they thought they could do Baron, but health bars were not there. They didn't have the damage. And also Ziggs with that cross map ultimate can lower your health bars really fast. But nonetheless, you know, Space Gamer, I felt that it was a little bit weird as well to commit so many on the bot side of the map. We saw them get that pick, we saw them open up the mid lane, we saw them push it in, so they had priority in mid, and they had wonderful position to just take that Baron. If Lorem stepped up to them, they could have turned it around, they could have chosen to fight, right? They had a lot of control there, but they gave it up by investing so many members on the bot side of the map. So if you say sketchy, I would say both teams are making a little bit of questionable decisions here.
Well, the dragon is coming up in 10 seconds. Let's hope that neither team makes any questionable decision when it comes to this dragon, because it is the Elder Dragon. It's not just any dragon right now. Currently, Lorem have Baron on, I think, 2 or 3 people. I know Kaisa has it, and Seraphine as well. Yeah, 2 people have the Baron, so they're going to continue to push this mid lane, but it's actually Space Gamer who are the first ones to the party. They are clearing out vision. They have a Scuttle Crab as well for a little while more. Yeah, I'm just going to step forward and check that bush. But for now, Space Gamer have the control over the river.
The good thing for Space Gamer is that the Renekton does not have Baron, so they can technically commit 5 on this part of the map and just let him push in for a little bit while more. And they are starting it up, but not really committing fully just yet.
Yeah, if you look at the boot enchantments there, Renekton has changed his Proto Belt to the teleport. So now Noxkins can teleport down if she wants. And she can also continue to pressure this top lane. Meanwhile, Space Gamer don't have any teleports just yet. Although it looks like they've lost some positioning in the mid lane. Oh, Gambling going with the flash there onto Seraphine, who flashes away as well. That's gonna be a flash for flash, but I think it's worth for Space Gamer. Oh, Wukong getting engaged upon as well. I believe that's 2 flashes now blown from the side of Space Gamer KALLYX.
So recognizing the flashes are down, I mean for Wukong and Rakan, it kind of dampens their engagement a little bit. But for Seraphine, I mean, having that flash down means that in the next few minutes, Space Gamer can technically jump on her and produce a 4v5 situation. And you were speaking about teleports, which is something that I wanted to highlight since the mid game. It's quite curious that none on the side of Space Gamer have teleports. So they really want to group up as 5, and they need Andy right here, right? It says that they need Andy to win these team fights.
Oh, tidal wave, that's the combo, that's a 3-man charm right there from the Seraphine, and that's gonna already take them very low. But Xayah actually is the one who's continuing to pound away. Kai'Sa is trying, but here finally comes Andy. I was very late to the party there, but hey, being very fashionably late means that you also get to clean up, and somehow Lorem picked up the dragon and all that, but Andy came in and cleaned up at the last moment, so it's a 4 for 4.
Yeah, I think Andy was clearing out the top lane wave, which is why she's late to the party, but that's kind of also why you need teleports, so I'm not sure what's going on. Not having this teleport enchantment means that she's forced to group up with the team, but at the same time also watch out for that side lane pressure, which just creates a very awkward situation. Nonetheless, I think Space Gamer are trying to make the best out of it, and Andy with those kills 6, 4, and 3 right now, and 3 items already completed.
Yeah, Andy really keeping her team there in that fight, you know, coming in and getting that triple kill at the last second, really stopping Lorem from using the tempo of that dragon to continue to push more lanes, and really just allowing Space Gamer more time to continue to gain items. And currently, in terms of gold, Space Gamer are still ahead of Lorem by about 3,000 gold, mostly on the Akali and the Xayah as well, which is a welcome sign to be sure.
Yeah, now that the dragons are done and dusted, it does mean that this next Baron could be really crucial for either team, because none of them have been able to manage to break the base turrets. And on both sides, right, there's still that last layer of outer turrets standing, which we see here Andy trying to work her way through, but Camille is right there.
Yeah, it's interesting that they send the Camille though, because that means that now there's a chance for Space Gamer to start up the Baron, which we see them doing right now, because Andy is going to keep this Camille in that lane that she used the perfect execution as well. Might just take out the Camille. Andy, not enough damage, barely, but oh, Wukong flashing in as well. It's going to be a tidal wave hitting on all 4 to try to disengage. Rakan is very far forward though, and Xayah is nowhere nearby at all. Renekton is going to flash straight on, and Noxkins is going to be able to take out Ellington for sure. Goes golden, but can they find a damage on Namhom as well? This is going to be the AD carry versus the mid laner there. The Grump as well, helping out the Grump, landing the last hit there. That is a very unfortunate right there. Lorem trying their best. Actually, Space Gamer were the ones who lost 3 members. Could have been better for Lorem, but Namhom there with the Grump. I guess Grump is part of family too, you know.
Oh, took that bomb to the face together with the crop. Yeah, I really can't help but wonder for both teams right now with these team compositions. They are trying to make it work, but they... Like Andy without teleport, and the reason why she jumped onto Camille was because she noticed Camille has teleport, but finally changing out the enchantment right there, has teleport, has that ability to join her team. But not in the last fight though, which is why it was a bit dicey. And Space Gamer are having a hard time really jumping onto the backline of Lorem. When we saw Rakan and Wukong trying to go in, the tidal wave as well as Seraphine's ultimate kind of kept the Zaya and Ziggs at the back. And they could
Yep.
not move for that few seconds, which separated them from the team, and they could not follow up with any damage. But they made it work at the end, trading 3 for 2. It's not so bad, and Baron is still on the table.
Yeah, that really these long range ultimates from the Nami and Seraphine are really disrupting Space Gamer's ability and to jump on the backline, and especially without Andy, it becomes even harder. And speaking of Andy right here, is caught in a 1v2 situation. Andy unfortunately is going to go down. That leaves the man advantage up to Lorem, but Space Gamer have started up the Baron. It's about 7,000 right now. Renekton is going to need to do a lot of walking. That Seraphine ultimate is only going to connect onto Wukong, but the tidal wave is going to connect onto all four. Baron is going to go down to Space Gamer, and the fight has begun. And where did that Kai'Sa go? Just gets absolutely deleted. Seraphine and Kai'Sa, that leaves Lorem without any damage as well. Renekton is going to get cut down by the Zaya with the Feather Storm, as well as the Guardian Angel going to try to chase down this Nami. Space Gamer coming up absolutely huge in that fight.
I think it was really good of them. They positioned. You can see how they positioned around Baron, right? They did not stand all in the pit. If they did, they would have been hit by that Seraphine ultimate. But in the end, it was only Wukong who was hit.
Yeah.
So
now,
with that, I think...
Right? Yeah. To defend, I think they... I don't know, right now really all is on the line, but Space Gamer KALLYX have the Zaya to hit that Nexus there, cut it down, and take the first game in this series. And boy, that was neck and neck up to the very end.
Absolutely. And congratulations to Space Gamer for going 1-up. It was, not to say a very awkward game, but so much back and forth. Both teams trying to suss out each other. And the MVP here in the end, it is Elizant on that Zaya. You can see how Zaya ramped up throughout the game, right? You know, didn't have that much of an impact at first. It really was the Andy show. A lot of pressure was on her. But Elizant on this Zaya in these team fights finally found the one that mattered.
That's right. Well, look at that damage spread, by the way. On the side of Space Gamer Kelly, they have 3 members who did nearly the same amount of damage there. Namhom with 33,000, Andy with 30,000, and Listen with 26,000. Very good damage spread, I would say.
And it really was on the side of Lorem on how they were going to execute the Nami and Seraphine combo. But in the very last fight, Seraphine only hit one person. And Nami followed up, but you kind of need these two AoEs to go together in order and hit the right targets, right? You don't just need to hit it on a Wukong or the Rakan, you need to hit it on the backline and separate them from the rest of the team. But Space Gamer also adapted. The way they stood around Baron, I thought, was very smart. They only put Wukong in the pit. The rest of them were kind of like standing on the outside, because they are aware that Seraphine had ultimate. So it's just this small micro plays that in the end won them the game.
Yeah, don't forget also that Seraphine is an AP Seraphine, so that means that she not only needs to land her ultimate for the crowd control, but for the damage as well, which was really lacking in that previous fight. Also, with that ultimate, she stepped a little too far forward, I would say, and then just got blown up, and she stood together with Kai'Sa as well, so Rakan was able to go in and find that last engage there. Very good stuff, amazing stuff there from Space Gamer in that last fight. They are now 1 game up. It's going to be match point for Lorem. It's really down to them to try to find their way to claw back a game in this series. We're going to be going for a short break now, but when we come back, it's going to be game 2. Watch to find out who gets into the finals of FSL Wild Rift Open 3. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome back to the FSL Wild Rift Open 3, sponsored by Intel and supported by Yahoo. I'm Gerard Escape Artist. This is Tanya May, and we're here for game 2 of this BO3 series between Space Gamer Kelly and Lorem Ipsum. In the previous round...
And it is a...
Oh, okay. Yes, Tanya.
Yes, in the previous round. Well, it is a Thailand versus Thailand showdown. And in the previous round, we saw both of these teams bring out something different. Of course, Space Gamer was very much characterized by that Singed in the Baron lane yesterday. And today, you know, with Singed banned, I think the next question is for game 2, will Lorem keep banning the Singe against Space Giver? And I think the answer should be yes.
Well, Tanya, I can confirm that the answer is yes, because the bans have come in and Lorem have chosen to ban out the Singed again. Basically, the bans are the same. So, Space Gamer banned out Galio, Brom, and Fiora. Lorem banned out Singed and Lucian. The only change is that Lorem have opted to ban out the Wukong, and they have left the Lulu open now.
And with Brom also still being taken away by KALLYX, I expect them to maybe pick up that Enchanter support. They did try out having an engaged support in the last round, and it did work out in the end. But both of these teams, as they try something new, look that much more shaky. You know, you can tell like it's not really up their sleeves, and they're not entirely comfortable. But with those bans, it does mean that Ziggs once again is on the table. I guess
Yeah.
Lorem is just they don't have a choice, right? Like you either ban Ziggs or one of those monsters up there. But yeah, it does mean Lulu is open, and I think Space Gamer are quite comfortable to pick it.
Yeah, again, Lorem picking up the Nami once more. I mean, now is really not the time to. I would say definitely you must pick something that you're comfortable with, because it is match point right now for Lorem. If they lose this, then their journey in FSL Wild Rift Open 3 ends here. But if they can
They
win this, then they will bring it to game 3. Currently, right
and
now,
they
oh yes, Tanya, sorry.
yeah, they can flex Corki. So they can flex Corki in mid or bot, and Akali as well, but usually you want to see Akali in the Baron lane. But with Space Gamer, with this team composition, does mean they need some form of engage, because if you have your Enchanter support, you have Kaisa and Ziggs, they're all going to be holding back. And Kennen was very much empowered by that 2.3 C phase rush rune coming in that was introduced to Wild Rift. And it looks like, yeah, they recognized that they did need some form of engage, and Vi, we saw her being played yesterday, is one of those very good champions that can go in onto the back line of Lorem Ipsum. I think Nami is going to be another prime target for these two champions.
Yeah, oh, if you looked at the bottom there, Lost was just teasing us there, hovering the Akshan, although it probably was not going to happen. Does go for the Ari to round up the team compositions here. Space Gamer with 3 Yordles. They've got the Ziggs, the Lulu, and the Cannon. Quite heavy on the magic damage side, I would say, on the side of Space Gamer. Of course, Lorem as well. In fact, with no real physical damage, because Corki does mostly magic damage either as well. So that is pretty good for the tanks there, Vi and Jarvan, to itemize against this magic damage specifically. But composition wise, I think both teams looking pretty good in the draft.
For sure. And both teams' compositions right here, they kind of want to do the same thing, right? Because they're good in the sense that you both have an engage. On the side of Lorem, you have Jarvan going in. You can also kind of send Akali in to create some space for her team. And on the side of Space Gamer, of course, it's going to be that Cannon Vi combo. Cannon with a massive AoE. If you imagine, if Cannon manages to stun more than one target, then the Ziggs bomb is definitely going to hit them. It is a very nice layering of CC that you kind of want to see. But for both these teams, it's going to be playing front to back. They have their front line, they have their back line, and it really comes down to execution.
That's right, it'll definitely come down to execution to dictate who will go through on this semi-final, because again, I keep reminding you again, but it is match point. And that means that, again, Lorem have really not much room for mistakes in this game if they want to keep their hopes alive in this tournament. Both junglers are starting at their red buff, and let's see how the pathing goes this time. For Space Gamer, they did have that kind of awkward, like, go to Krugs after the Raptor cap, but it looks like it's not happening this time. They're going to be sending their Vi to the top side.
And some vision going down. Mid laners very busy with that, trying to clear out the waves, trying to clear out the vision. It's really important because once a side manages to see where the opponent jungler is, they can make decisions from there. And so Vi got a path towards the top side, looking to secure that top side scuttle, while Javan on the bot side likely also gonna get his piece of the river. I just want to point out that Canon in the end opted for that Conqueror, so long trades is what she's going for in this lane. Against Akali, I guess it makes a lot more sense. Of course, in team fights, do not really have that speed boost, but hey, that's what Lulu is for.
Exactly, that's what Lulu is for. We saw how Space Gamer played the Lulu yesterday to help speed up their Olaf, and their Cinch today they can speed up their cannon, just send him straight in, with a giant slicing maelstrom straight into the middle of Lorem and able to do a lot of damage and disruption as well. You can see now that Andy is starting to place some deeper wards right now, accompanying her jungler into Lorem's top side. Of course, Vi does get her level 5 off that. Javan is going to go in with the flag and drag, though, forcing the flash and the fall breaker from the Vi to get out of this alive.
Is it worth it though? You trade that for a flash. It means that Vi doesn't have that flash for her engage anymore, whereas Javan still does. But, Space Gamer using that top lane priority from Cannon just to put out a deep ward and still a camp. So far, so good.
Oh, that's going to be the ultimate there by, slicing Maelstrom, saying, hey, am I trapped in here with you? Or are you trapped in here with me?
In the end, it's a 2v1, so flash for flash. Oh wait, actually no flashes used on the side of Lorem, just a simple flag and drag into the ultimate. So yeah, 2 flashes down on the side of Space Gamer. Both Andy as well as her jungler do not have that flash, which again dampens their engage. And
Vi's coming in though. Looks like there might not be any dampeners on this one. Corki was forced to Valkyrie out though, and a very nice tidal wave really stopped Space Gamer in their tracks. Ari and Ziggs are coming down as well. Might see a re-engage and Minaka, and the charm is going to connect onto Lulu. Actually, Kai'Sa used the killer instincts to go back in, but that bubble and the Lulu ultimate as well, a hugify, keeping her alive. The support is really coming in clutch in this bot lane engage.
Yeah, she thought that she could get a pick maybe or trade 1-for-1, but in the end Eliza's Kai'Sa with those items not really gonna do much. They could have just decided to back off and say, we'll call it a day. We're gonna waste Ari's time coming down at bot lane. But in the end, again, both teams play very conservatively.
Yeah, that's right. The nerves are definitely high in this series right now. The stakes are very high, in fact, because again, it's match point, and we keep reminding you, but that's because of how important this game is right now for both these teams. For Space Gamer, they have been 3rd place twice in the previous 2 Warwick Open, so I'm sure they want to make an improvement on that placing. And for Lorem, this is a first time for them being this high up, and I'm sure they want to make it as high as possible. Dragon is dropping to about 2,000 right now. Keep your eyes on the Javan who has the flag, the drag, but not the smite. It's going to be Vi taking it out, and she's going to sacrifice her own life for that dragon. The redemption coming out is going to be first blood for the Corki in exchange for the dragon.
Corki is doing so much burst damage right here, even though first item not there yet, but compared to Kai'Sa, the difference is in the 2 champions. Corki with that AoE is doing so much, but Kai'Sa really needs that 1 item, 2 item power spike to start ramping up. Very similar to what we saw in Xayah the last game, where in the early game, they are doing their best, but in the late game, that's where they really shine.
Ooh, Javan going in once again. The Vice Vault Breaker is blocked out though, but here comes that Cannon Andy with the slicing Maelstrom engage. Javan is able to survive, however, and the Cathian Rain will take him out. Now Kodomo taking a whole bunch of chunk damage as well. Minaka being zoned out by those mines, and those bombs are landing. The Rift Herald is gonna get taken by Space Gamer, but their health bars are just so low, and Corki right there with the AoE as well as the Ari. Minaka doing a lot of work there for a team. Chunking Space Gamer out. Can they fight anymore? The perfect execution in as well, but the shield from the Vi is able to keep her alive. Andy, however, is kind of stuck under this tower right now. May not be the best place. Tries to go in for the kill onto the Corki, the barrier, and actually able to get that tidal wave coming out, but Minaka able to find the return kill.
And watching Andy, you think that she's being surrounded, but she always goes in for these one-for-ones, and she always gets it. And really, that's the best that you can do, right? As a Baron laner, where you're stuck up there and you have so many people surrounding you, so much pressure. The best case scenario is just to trade 1-for-1.
Yeah, and he really knowing how to get those trades in those situations and make things a little more worth for a team. The Rift Herald is coming down and okay, knocks into on the Akali there in the Shroud. That is not gonna be enough, however, to stop Space Gamer from taking the first turret of the game. Jarvan going in with the EQ and a decisive cataclysm once again from Laos. Corki is gonna be able to pick up the first kill onto Lulu, but Ellison dropping really low as well, taken out by Nami. It's now a 2-for-2, but Vi with the Vault Breaker and those dancing blows and the Assault Battery as well onto the Nami right there. Space Gamer are not gonna let Lorem get away with 3 kills. They're gonna find 2 back for themselves.
A Corki with the Essence Reaver, that's why she's hurting so much on this champion. Kaisa still struggling to find that first item. Opted for the Executioner's Calling very early because of course he's facing up against Nami. And so many trades going across the board. Sometimes you want to think that, oh, with Space Gamer getting that Herald, you would think that they have tempo control, but in the end, Lorem respawn with Jarvan and everyone's just trying to get something more out of each other.
Yeah, this game is an absolute bloodbath right now. 5-5 is the scoreline, but previously it was definitely close, but the kills were a lot less on both sides. Space Gamer have about a 2,000 gold lead right now, and a lot of it is actually right now on this Kaisa, about 700 of it, and also about 500 in the jungle, so that's really where the gold lead is at the moment for Space Gamer.
And going up against so much CC, the reason why she also doesn't have her first item just yet is because she completed boots, so that early Merc Treads for her, as well as Vi. So Merc Treads, everyone's recognizing it is really important because you have the chain CC from Ahri, Jarvan, Nami as well. Good buy right there, but does sacrifice some damage for it, which is why Corki managed to pop off that much earlier.
That's right, Cloud Dragon has spawned, and Jarvan, I believe, went for the Cataclysm. They're gambling, forced to flash away, but Ahri and Jarvan used their ultimate, so it will be unavailable for any potential to engage. Minaka then trying to zone Ellison out. Lorem, Ipsum are going to be starting up this Dragon. Space Gamer do not have their cannon right now, but Vi is hanging around on the edges of this one. Cannon is starting to walk down. Minaka then taking a lot of damage from Ellison off to the side. Actually going to use the Kill Instinct and goes in there, picks up that 1v1 kill. Now it's between the Corki and Ellison. Ellison putting out so much damage in the backline. The Dragon was stolen as well by Space Gamer, and Vi going in with the Vault Breaker. It's an absolute whitewash right here. Space Gamer are going to be taking out 3 members as well as the Dragon. Andy chasing forward with that lightning rush there. One more Shuriken does not land, but Space Gamer still find 3 kills for themselves.
That was a beautiful killer instinct. Eliza recognizing that she had an opening right there. And it was practically a 1v3, but because of the way that Lorem was spaced out,
re-engage a flash being forced from Eliza. But yeah, looks like KALLYX are alright. They're gonna take out an inhibitor turret as well. Huge gains for them.
beautiful micro there. Doesn't even have a first item, but enough of those components, right? To be able to do that and see that opening. Wow. Really master AD carry right here. And not to mention, I mean, Space Gamer, they really want to break the 3rd place curse. And they have leveled up quite a lot from the last time that we saw them. They seem to be a lot sharper now. Not just in terms of micro, but also the way that they play out these team fights. You know, they're very... You can see that the plan is very clear and they're communicating with each other what abilities have been used. Because in that dragon fight, obviously they knew that, hey, Lorem, 2 major ultimates have been burned. And that's where they saw that, yeah, Kaisa can pretty much go in.
Yeah, that's right. Kaisa was able to go in and finish off Ahri because they knew that Spirit Rush was not available for themselves. Space Gamer are going to not give their opponents time to breathe. They're going to continue down this lane, and Andy going in with the Proto Bell as well as the Slicing Maelstrom. They're already deleting the Ahri before the fight really begins. Andy's going to tank up that turret and going to walk away with a sliver of health. Oh, maybe a bit too far forward there for the Vi. It's going to be a 2-for-1 exchange.
A Corki already has that 2 item. Essence Reaver as well as Solari Charge Blade. So in a very, very good spot. You know, you can't count out Lorem Ipsum, you can't count out this Corki because it clears waves and does tons of AoE damage.
Ooh. Well, both AD carries right now looking like they do a lot of damage. Kaisa going to make a back, I'm sure, for even more gold right now. Probably gonna finish up that second item as well to bring her level with Corki. But Space Gamer having huge leads, and if you see right there, Andy with about 1,000 gold also above her opposing laner, nearly has a Rabadon to her name as well. In fact, has the Rabadon right there. Just got it.
Proto Belt, the enchantment is being bought, so no teleports on the side of both teams, even though Baron is alive right here, so I guess everyone just has to converge for it. And they are doing that. They're trying to lay down some vision.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ari had to burn Spirit Rush.
Yeah, that's very conservative there. Not even daring to stay at all, and that signals Space Gamer that they can start this Baron up. Kaisa again, she does land the Prey Seeker. She could go in with the Killer Instincts onto the Ahri. The Baron, however, is about 3,000 health, and Jarvan is starting to make her way around. There's going to be Cannon's ultimate as well. Trying to disrupt in the backline. Jarvan is in the pit alone. That might be a bit of trouble as well. Andy taking a lot of damage too. The Akali has gone into the fight. Jarvan does go down. Baron is 500, however. Who is going to get it? That is the question. It's going to be Vi, who flashes straight back in, smites that one out, but Noskin's now doing her Andy impression, cleaning up the rest of the team. Andy with a blinking health bar there. Ellison trying to go forward. The Shuriken will land. Will Noskin go in for this one? It's going to be able to find damage. No! That's going to be the Zodiacs from Ellison there on a rampage, able to find the ace and the Baron for Space Gamer, and they have minions in the bottom lane because of that push from early on. They might be able to end this game right here. They're gonna be barreling down onto the Nexus. Yeah, Andy going forward there, bringing those minions in with the Baron, and in dominating fashion there, Space Gamer KALLYX pick up the 2-0 and move on to the grand finals. They break their third place curse. They're gonna be in the finals of Wild Rift Open 3.
Congratulations to Space Gamer Kelly. Wow, what, these two games ended just because of a Baron fight. Can you believe that? Like in a blink of an eye, it was over.
Exactly. Wow. That was impeccable play there. Really just with that push from the inhibitor that really allowed them to set up the Baron play and just end the game after that one. Wow.
And credit has to go to Andy on this cannon. If you saw, Space Gamer started the Baron and Andy was actually zoning out almost the entire enemy team with that ultimate. Forced Nami to use her tidal wave, forced them to scatter, and that bought space as well as time. And not to mention, it was Tomairo on this fight who had to flash back in just to spite the Baron.
Yeah.
Just so many heroic plays on the side of KALLYX. Really well played. Of course, Eliza looked like she was a master on this Kaisa. The micro and the decision making with Killer Instinct was absolutely perfect.
Absolutely, it was true Killer Instincts right there.
Yes, true Killer
Instincts. Really having the instinct to know when to go in. You see so many Kaisas, whether in your solo queue or even sometimes in pro play, where they just Killer Instinct and they go straight into the middle of the enemy team and then they just get instantly popped. But
yes.
knowing the cooldowns, Ellison was able to go in and pick up those critical kills that really started the snowball for her team.
Yeah, there's a valiant effort also from Lorem Ipsum. We saw them yesterday. You rely a lot on the Fiora, so we were wondering what will they bring out today, and they definitely did try to change things up with the Nami, with Seraphine, as well as this team composition, which looks good. Right, on paper. It's just that came down to finding those really small openings to catch out your opponents. As you mentioned, sometimes we see like Ari using Spirit Rush, or we see Jarvan blowing the ultimate, and it wasn't as tightly coordinated as they could have. And maybe it's just not entirely their playstyle, because as we saw even in game 1 on Renekton, they very, very much prefer the 1-3-1. But when you want to do that 1-3-1, or you want to send someone to the side lane, you need for your 4 members to really put it together and not throw out ultimates or use them despairingly.
Yeah, absolutely agreed. Well, congratulations to Space Gamer. They're going to be moving forward to the finals right now. I'm so excited to see what is gonna happen then. For now, we're gonna be going for a break, but when we come back, it will be the grand finals of Wild Rift Open 3. Stay tuned, it's definitely gonna be a banger, and you guys do not want to miss it.